I was just saying, Uguti, it's a matter of managing Ilona, your finances in that manner. Because I'm a sleep represent. I can show anything and everything has energy, right? So that's why that's why even at school, think about it. That's why they taught us that. That's one of the things that they taught us. They taught us energy. They taught us matter. They taught us all of that. So everything has energy in it. So sleep is just a representation of money that came out. So it makes no sense to keep something that signifies money going out in your purse where you are wishing to keep money as well. So keep that away from your bag, from your purse. How sleep as soon as if you getting rid of them, you get rid of them. Yeah, lash. A purse, are we big pants? Obviously, a bag you don't put down. Are we big pants on the floor? You must elevate it. It must always be elevated. So I don't know if you also missed the part about um, the cleansing part.
That's where we got interrupted.
Okay, so cleanse by cleanse I mean the basic one, the most basic cleanse you can do is just using pure water. That's it. Just use pure water. If most of the
Yeah, I got that.
if on most days you are just using basic water, then you're good without ukufaka doing eyiningi. Don't overcomplicate things. But I also touched on prayer. Prayer is also a way of cleansing and getting your mind right. So that's you getting your mind right in that sense. Like prayer is you talking to yourself more than anything. So what you say to yourself matters, right? So in prayer, uzabukhuluma uzitshele ukuthi thank you. That's all you are doing. That's you. That's the first and major step in getting your mind right is you just being grateful. Just saying thank you for this, thank you for that, thank you for this. That's also you giving props to yourself. You are thanking yourself because a lot of these things would a corner. Obviously, it's not manna from heaven. If you are thankful for like having food, it's not manna from heaven. You contributed to that because yazi ukuthi yasebenza wenzani wenzani. Thank you ukuthi my kids are healthy. Thank you ukuthi in anything like that. It's also giving props to yourself, to your God, whoever that God may be, to your ancestors, whoever that ancestor may be, without you going too deep into things. So this is something that anyone can do and attach to their lives, whether they're Christian, they're whatever. You can attach it to your life without getting too deep into things and just making sure you're covered. And if you are a realistic person, you know you're not existing alone. So that's where we touch on it too. Yabadimu, it is that simple, not getting too deep. It doesn't mean ukuthi fanele uhlale ushisa uphahla wenze izinto ezinjalo. It's just you giving time to be thankful every once in a while. You giving time to be thankful is choosing a specific place in your house, wherever you are, a specific time. It's you making it sacred. So whatever it is, whoever ohamba nawe, because it would be um highly deniable to say ukuthi umuntu uhamba ayi-one because igama, you have a name that comes from somewhere, meaning there were people before you. So you did not, it would be ignorance to think God just made you to be here. No, there were people who were here before you were here. So it's just acknowledging ukuthi ahambi one, but keeping it simple. It's just you. So everything that we are doing is simple. If you have to burn something, then burn a white candle. That's pure. So everything that I push that has to do with cleansing is pure. It's anything and everything pure. So Gezangamans is just pure water. And then if you have to pray, a white candle to pray, or even just to light it in your house, or to kanye, if that's the type of energy you're trying to welcome in, that is what you're doing with that candle. Keep it that way for a while and see what happens without complicating with any other colors or in if une wash or or just keep them aside for a while. If you choose weekends to be the days where you use soap or ugeza, then do that. But if the rest of the time it's just pure water, then do that. If you are endlini mawuzobuya la uhlala khona, make sure ulala ugezile. Kufanele ugeze. As soon as uzwa hawubuya kufanele uhlabe, you are cleansing from whatever energy that is outside that you might be bringing in and is not supposed to come in, because la uhlala khona, obviously you are cleansing. And one of the ways to cleanse your house or la uhlala khona is having a clean floor. Your floor must always be clean, especially in your kitchen and in your toilet. Your kitchen and toilet must be clean, the cleanest places ever, because that's where you make your food. So where you are receiving
It's so
food.
weird because my bathroom space I consider the most sacred space in my place, and I didn't even know what actually was a significance. I just thought it was me being weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very fussy about my bathroom space.
So yeah, bathroom space and kitchen. So if you can be fussy with both of them. So one, you'll have roaches, but roaches that are there because they have to be there. You know, you'll have order. Even
Why?
yeah. So yeah, kitchen and the
Can you
toilet.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm listening.
So kitchen and bathroom, those are the places you need to keep clean, even if you are not really doing a thorough clean of the house every day. But if your toilet and kitchen are clean, especially the floors, that's like a big cleanse, right? It's a very significant one.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get why the kitchen, why the bathroom. If you understand that, if you have questions, I can explain it further. But kitchen and bathroom, where you shit and where you make food.
If you don't mind me asking, Coco, what is the significance of those two spaces?
Itoilet angisho kula ushiya khona izinto ongazifuni. Kula ushiya khona izinto ongazifuni. So
Okay.
so
Okay.
because you bath there as well, uyageza nalapho ushiya izinto ongazifuni.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean it needs to be a shitty place, right? And in the kitchen, that's where you are receiving everything. Maungena ngama plastic, the first place you go is the kitchen. That's the first place to receive, right? It's the first place to receive. So if it's dirty, you are receiving amanyana,
Makes
like you're not
sense.
making space for
Makes
it.
sense.
You get what I'm saying? So like even every new moon or every full moon, when I was like, where you choose to clean the fridge, cupboards every once in a while. It doesn't just, you know. So yeah, that's the significance of either the toilet or the kitchen.
No, got you. Got you.
Yeah. So yeah, so even yeah, I think yeah, that's you see sigcine lapho where
Okay.
yeah, so it made
Okay.
sense, ne?
No, then it makes a lot.
Anguzwa yazi, anguzwa gogo yazi, anguzwa. So
Can you hear me?
yeah, now I can hear you.
So I was saying, Gucci, I'm good. I'm good. A lot of the things that you touched on, like especially when it comes to the cleansing and all of that, it's things that I was doing, but wasn't really mindful. Gucci, this is why I'm doing it. I was
Yeah.
just felt like doing it and I do it. But now I have a better understanding behind why I must do those things.
Yeah.
So yeah, everything makes sense. Makes
Right.
sense.
Yes. Yeah. So as long as we told Uguti why the first class was my mind.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So of course we have to start there, Coco.
Yeah. You have to start there. Like uhlale phansi, just diagnose izinto kahle. Like just be extra in like extra honest with self. That's it. And I mean, like who else can you be honest with? Sure. Like honestly speaking. And no one has to
Yeah.
know. No one has to know either. It's just what you are working on for self. So even better.
Yeah, and what I like the most when it comes to, especially the mind part, you are forced to ask questions,
Exactly.
questions that only you can answer.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
and it helps you understand yourself even better as you navigate um, finding the answer. You know, like when you say, "Oh, what is it? Can you get what is that question?" Like it goes down so well. As you explore trying to answer the question, you learn so much about yourself, and it just makes it together nicely, you know.
Thank you. I'm glad it hit. It
Please
hit.
tell me you heard me.
I only heard the last part.
Oh, good, you're hearing me. Ooh, I don't know what's happening.
Kodwa mara ngiyabonga gogo, ngiyabonga.
Kubonga tina. Like I can't wait for the next task already. Like it's refreshing. It's refreshing, isn't it? That's so, you know.
Yeah, and
It keeps you on course as well. Like it helps you avoid distractions at home. They're cool.
I think now in the 45 minutes, right? Yes, it's
When
just
I wanted,
it's just enough because I
it's
had
fine still.
yeah, right, because I had allocated an hour 30, thinking with 30 minutes is just to idle and see what's going on, and then an hour full. But 45 minutes, the way ngakhona. Right, so yenza free, yenza Instagram, and I also record. Like even now, I'm just recording our conversation. Oh, Fabo just now Fabo ungena manje. So I guess the class is still on. Fabo ke khona join because if fella in 20 minutes kahle yabona when I said hour 30 minutes. Hey Gogo, ngicela also to touch on self-care of the yoni, right? The self-care yoni, the whole thing yamanzi, just using pure water, that is a win. It's vital. So part of the cleanse ritual that I mentioned, yokugeza ngamanzi, just pure water most of the days. It's actually for that. It gives time for you. You're not scared. You're not hesitant. Futhi mawusugeza to just rinse your vagina and everything, like just your vulva, just clean your thing kahle kahle. So it just makes it even more comfortable in that you are able to also to smell yourself, your own body odor kahle. You're appreciating your body kahle because ugeza ngamanzi, so you want to feel like uyageza. So there'll be times where you're just sitting in the water. The water just represents something else. So hakuna le sepa, sometimes sepa get distraction because ka sepa you wanna do the work, right? But the reason why we're avoiding salt, I'll just mention again for Ufabo who just joined now. We are avoiding soap because of the energies sayona. Yeah, email. Yeah, it's grounding. It's too much. It's a foreign thing. Unless if utlonga sunlight and use it for something else. That's why you find people who use sunlight. That's why tina bantu abamnyama, sunlight we are able to use it. We use it for ukupeyita abantwana. That's us manipulating the energy of that thing into something else. So that's why we started having prophets who can use amanzi, who can use it's why we started to we needed to start being innovative. You get what I'm saying? So it just goes back to show Wuti, anything can be something else. It's all about your intention of something and what it really represents for you. So the cleanse means fela, it's very nice. It's very it's good. It's the best one you can do for yourself. And every once in a while, look at just cold water from the tap, just rinse. That it it's awakening to the vijayjay. You don't have to steam all the time. You can steam every 2 months, every 3 months. You don't have to steam, and sometimes you can just steam just warm water. Just sit over warm water. Lala. So that's the purity part, the cleansing part for the vijayjay. Do it that way, but make it a whole thing. And then as time goes, when we get to the other classes like my altar, my womb, I'll start explaining the other rituals that you can start adding to your daily thing. But another important ritual is with food, right? How we are eating. So a ritual with food is to sit down. Yeah, it's hard to always eat uruzifats consciously, but eating, sitting down, just Asia only aware of what you are eating. Just be aware of what you are eating. Just Asia usajaha at least once a day, right? Asia usajaha. Just giving everything time. Just being patient with yourself, being patient. Just that's what it's teaching you. And you are also, it's a prayer. Eating is also a prayer. For the main fact that on a plate in front of you, that's a heavy prayer. A plate of food in front of you, that's a prayer. It's a heavy prayer. So it's you being thankful. So just being conscious of eating food. We are not at all, guys. We are not at all. I'm sure we have time to just sit down and eat. So that's us also being feminine. It's stepping away from the masculine energy, right? And there's nothing wrong with that masculine energy, but we are not masculine. Aribo masculine. We are females, right? And we are not feminine either. So it's a matter of doing both of them. Right. Any questions before the in 15 minutes? Oh yeah, Koka also mentioned Ilona, Isonto. It's in the Instagram video. I mentioned also about the importance of praying and learning to pray uliwan, but praying by being thankful. That's one of the things I always tell people. Like, yes, life is hard, but we don't always have to understand why things are going wrong at this moment. Let's look at what's going right. Rather, let's just do that. I'd rather we look at what's going right than what's going wrong. I don't like having or making time for that type of stuff, right? It's really not worth. It's not worth the time. So, like, how rapela jwalo, there are times where, even church has become a hard thing. It's a difficult thing for us to re-understand. Some of us re kerekeng all the time, and then we grew older and started knowing there's another side to this, and then we quit church and we sometimes miss it. We're just having a weird relationship with church. Some of us naso, I didn't grow up going to church. My grandmother and I kerekeng as a kid then, but my parents know only older when their spiritual journey started. But kereke, how I actually find room for it, if I need more than one prayer, if I don't need just my own prayer, if I need other prayers, then ke mo ke kgonang go ya kerekeng. Ke ya kerekeng ke be dithapelo tsa ka moo, because ke a tseba gore pleke eo ke pleke e tlisitseng thapelo. That's why re kgone ya go Limpopo. There's different types of prayers. Religion, yeah, it's to the man, but it doesn't exist in my world. Intuition don't exist in my life in yaka, and some of the things we did are because of the people that came before us in our lifeline. And if it feels good to you, wow, doesn't have to look like anyone else's life. That's what makes it interesting. And I can take push on enjoy life ya gago mfana a o sa tshwanela anybody's, a ya tshwanela gore tshwanele next door ke next door, you are this door. So stay indoors, mind your own. So Kokolwena ish Fabric Zama who recap on everything we've discussed today. So one of the things also in this class, yeah, my mind is you asking yourself, who are you? What are you here for? Saying who are you in a sense for a span title? No, the span if that yes, get income, but side hustle doesn't represent you. Who are you? You are a nurturer, you are a provider. Okay, so it's just who you are, not and what do you do if life was to ask you, what do you do? How do you answer life if life was to interview you and ask, who are you and what do you do? My mind. So it's just making sure those questions that you are asking yourself are questions that you can answer honestly for yourself and with yourself. Let me know what else I can check for you, sis. Mara, it's just in time. It's been the first 45 minutes and then Rafael later and then but look at Instagram thing. The 45 minutes recording it then go Instagram. Okay, so yes, the main question game, what are you healing from? But I can also the word healing because healing means to make something